Prime Minister's wealth comment or the wealth remark, which has been reiterated today by not only he himself but also the Home Minister, and I'm just sharing that at least half a dozen other senior cabinet ministers who are out there campaigning, they have reiterated. But what does it really mean? Because the sense which people are taking out, or the common masses are deriving out when our reporters went out and asked them viewers, is that, and what do you feel about that? Also comment, go to republicworld.com and then comment as well. But Abhishek, I really want to understand that the way things are, Congress is saying it is not there in their manifesto. The Prime Minister is saying, aapka paisa leke, wo dusre ko de denge, irrespective whether the person has worked for it or not.
I think the facts we'll discuss, Aishwarya, once we get the package on. But make no mistake, this is the surgical strike moment of 2024. Like the Balakot airstrike was
that big
in 2019. What Prime Minister has done yesterday and reiterated today is going to really set the election agenda for the rest of the campaign period.
You're saying it's that big?
It's that big because I think what he has done is he has clearly posited two ideas, socialism versus capitalism. And not just capitalism, he's okay with welfareism, but the kind of socialism which the Congress party professes through this proposition, that there has to be a survey and redistribution of wealth. That's a debate which is going to impact the mandate, make no mistake.
So let's listen in to what the Prime Minister had to say first, and then let's discuss more, Abhishek, because there are so many questions on that. And I'm sure, viewers, you also really want to know that can your house, your gold, your wealth be redistributed? Yes. Let's listen in to what the Prime Minister had to say, Abhishek. The Prime Minister.
कांग्रेस और इंडी गठबंधन की नजर अब आपकी कमाई पर है.
Prime Minister Modi has sparked a fresh controversy over his wealth redistribution remark.
ये कांग्रेस का मैनिफेस्टो कह रहा है कि वो माताओं बहनों का सोने का हिसाब करेंगे, उसकी जड़ती करेंगे, जानकारी लेंगे और फिर उस संपत्ति को बांट देंगे और उनको बांटेंगे जिनको मनमोहन सिंह जी की सरकार ने कहा था कि संपत्ति पर पहला अधिकार मुसलमानों का है. भाइयों बहनों, ये अर्बन नक्सल की सोच, मेरी माताओं बहनों, ये आपका मंगलसूत्र भी बचने नहीं देंगे, यहां तक जाएंगे मैं कहने.
Calling out Congress's proposed wealth survey worrisome, he doubled down appeasement charge on the grand old party.
अब इनकी नजर कानून बदलकर हमारी माताओं बहनों की संपत्ति छीनने का भी खेल खेला जा रहा है. आपकी मेहनत की कमाई, आपकी संपत्ति पर कांग्रेस अपना पंजा मारना चाहती है.
Fortifying Prime Minister Modi's claim, the BJP posted a 22-second video of Dr. Singh's speech from December 2006.
We need to be revitalized. We will have to devise innovative plans to ensure that minorities, particularly the Muslim minority, are empowered to share equitably in the fruits of development. They must have the first claim on our resources.
ये जो संपत्ति है.
The statement by the Prime Minister has left the Indie bloc fuming. The opposition has alleged fear-mongering by Prime Minister Modi to divert the attention of the voters from key issues.
किसी भी प्रधानमंत्री से कोई पार्टी का प्रधानमंत्री हो, उससे देश कभी अपेक्षा नहीं करेगा कि आप जो है प्रधानमंत्री हैं. प्रधानमंत्री ना कोई एक पार्टी का होता है, ना एक जाति का होता है, ना एक वर्ग का होता है. प्रधानमंत्री देश का होता है. और जब देश का प्रधानमंत्री होता है तो बात तो भी उनको उस लेवल की करनी चाहिए, मेरा मानना है.
हम तो यही कहते हैं कि मुद्दे की बात करें. प्रधानमंत्री जी हाथ जोड़ करके अपील करते हैं कि नफरत की राजनीति छोड़ें, मुद्दे की बात करें.
Why is the opposition jittery over Prime Minister's remark? Let's debate.
redistribution of wealth. What does it mean, Abhishek? Because in layman's term, it means आपका पैसा लेके किसी और को देना. At least that is what the BJP is trying to portray. We are also being joined in by senior journalist Anant Vijay. I would request my director if I could have Anant Vijay, or we could have Anant Vijay also on air. But Abhishek, if you could just explain a bit here that what does redistribution of wealth, or what is that Congress trying to say? Because Mallikarjun Kharge said that I want to go and give manifesto to the Prime Minister, trying to counter the Prime Minister. But as you said, this is the watershed moment for 2024 elections. So what does this really mean?
So when I say watershed moment, Aishwarya, it's basically about setting the agenda in a manner that the electorate votes or decides to vote based on that key factor. So in 2014, it was just that people have to bring Modi to power. In 2019, it was let's give Modi a decisive victory because he's a decisive leader, as he showed with the Balakot airstrikes. This time, I think Prime Minister, it is a very silent part of the Congress Party manifesto. Let's not get into the exact words.
Okay.
Prime Minister made a very multi-layered statement. First, he said that the Congress Party is in the grip of Naxals, urban Naxals and Maoists, because it talks about socialism. And you look at the terminology, the choice of words of Rahul Gandhi. We are going to do an MRI and X-ray of the society, as if Rahul Gandhi, after 3 generations in politics, does not understand Indian society and needs an MRI and X-ray. And then he says that we have to give to OBCs, we have to give to minorities. And then Prime Minister posited it with the then Prime Minister Manmohan Singh's address to the National Development Council, and we heard it. It's very clear that minorities, specifically Muslims, and they have a first claim over these resources. So I think Prime Minister essentially contrasting Congress Party's politics, which has, as we have seen over the last couple of months or more than that, Rahul Gandhi championing a MRI X-ray of society in terms of caste census, then talking about or not talking, but attacking wealth creators. And then, of course, in the manifesto, they talk about a social economic survey and to determine who owns how much wealth. Rahul Gandhi, remember, always says only 1% of the Indians have 40 or 80% of wealth, whatever. And the suggestion is that if we come to power, we will distribute this. And the Prime Minister taking it to the next level. Prime Minister is saying it's not just about taking away wealth of these wealth creators. It's about taking away wealth of you and me also.
No, but that is what I'm saying. And let's get in Anant Vijay now. Anandji, what is the Congress Party trying to say? Because if you go by the BJP, they are saying that if you have Anant Vijay, and if you and your wife, or you and your family, or me and my family, or Abhishek or his family have worked all their lives to accumulate and earn justly, rightfully, after paying taxes, even if still you have some gold in your locker, 2 properties, Rahul Gandhi is saying, I will take that away and I will give it to the people who have not been able to do it. Okay. He is against Bill Gates, he is against Ambani, he is against Adani, he is against Elon Musk. Okay. Now he is against the common people. He is against successful people. He is against people who work hard, study hard, go to IIT, go to IIM and he just wants to give it away to those who have not done anything. What is this?
देखिए, मुझे अभी अभिषेक ने बहुत विस्तार से बताया. अभी कल से कांग्रेस पार्टी के लोग ये कह रहे हैं कि ये क्रोनोलॉजी समझिए. तो दरअसल कांग्रेस की क्रोनोलॉजी समझने की जरूरत है. उनका जो मैनिफेस्टो है, उस मैनिफेस्टो का हिस्सेदारी न्याय का पहला पॉइंट ही ये कहता है कि सोशल एंड इकोनॉमिक सर्वे कराया जाएगा. 7th को मैनिफेस्टो जारी होता है. 8th को राहुल गांधी हैदराबाद में ये बात कहते हैं कि रीडिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ वेल्थ किया जाएगा. अब ऐश्वर्या, समझने की जरूरत इस बात को लेकर है कि जो रीडिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ वेल्थ है, ये है क्या? ये एक कम्युनिस्ट थ्योरी जो है, मार्क्सिस्ट थ्योरी है, उसका एक विकृत रूप है. इसके वेलफेयर स्टेट में कभी रीडिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ ये नहीं होता. वो होता भी है तो वो उसके मार्फत होता है कि आप टैक्स बढ़ा दो. तो रीडिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ वेल्थ अगर आप वेलफेयर स्टेट के हिसाब से देखें तो वो तो अभी हमारे साथ हो रहा है. लेकिन जब आप इसको जोड़ देते हैं फाइनेंशियल सर्वे के साथ, और फाइनेंशियल में इंस्टीट्यूशनल और इंडिविजुअल सर्वे की बात करते हैं, और उसके बाद एक व्यक्ति कहता है आके एक दिन बाद, जो कांग्रेस पार्टी का पूर्व अध्यक्ष है, कि उसको हम रीडिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ वेल्थ करेंगे, संदेह वहां से उत्पन्न होता है। और प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी, जैसा अभी अभिषेक कह रहे थे, कि ये उन्होंने एक ऐसा मोमेंट क्रिएट कर दिया इससे कि मुझे लगता है कि उन्होंने अपने वोटर्स को एड्रेस कर लिया है। और सही बात है, अभी लोग कह रहे हैं, कुछ लोग, अभी मैं अशोक गहलोत साहब को सुन रहा था कि नफरत की राजनीति नहीं करनी चाहिए और ऐसी बातें नहीं बोलनी चाहिए प्रधानमंत्री को। हम 1984 भूल गए क्या? बरगद का पेड़ हिलता है, उससे ज्यादा नफरती भाषण कोई हो सकता है क्या? नहीं हो सकता। तो मुझे लगता है कि सीख देने की बजाय,
Anand ji, we have Renu Mittal also, Abhishek. Renu, I'm just taking first question and then Abhishek will take. Renu Mittal, how would you like if the government takes away, or how would anyone like if the government takes away whatever little you've saved all through your life, ma'am, by working hard, and takes it away and wants to give it to someone who've not been able to do anything? I'm not saying that government should not help those who've not been able to do anything. You help, but you don't snatch it away from the people who worked hard and paid their taxes over and over and over again. Not like some people who are on bail on some scams, like Mr. Rahul Gandhi himself. Renu Mittal, you are muted, ma'am. Ma'am, you need to unmute. Ma'am, you just need to unmute.
I am never muted. So that's one thing about me. I'm never muted. Okay, let me start by saying that Prime Minister Modi and this government is very, very, very badly rattled by the Congress manifesto. Now they are coming out with all kinds of preposterous assumptions and presumptions, which in my view doesn't make any sense at all. Nowhere does it say कि मंगलसूत्र ले लेंगे, आपका मंगलसूत्र खत्म हो जाएगा. Nowhere does it say that they are going to take away your wealth. Nothing like that is happening and nothing like that has been said. And that this is a Muslim League manifesto. I mean, the Prime Minister has to come out with all this because he has to continue with this theme of Hindu-Muslim. This is his pet subject. He has to bring it in everywhere. Look at the Banswara speech that he made in Rajasthan, where he's talking about Hindus and Muslims again, you know, in whatever way, form he does it. Now, it's a very sad thing for a Prime Minister who is facing elections. You talk about your development and
what does redistribution of wealth? What does Renu Mittal understands from the terminology redistribution of wealth? Please explain, ma'am. Ma'am, please tell me, what do you understand? You are also a senior journalist. You know these Congress leaders. You have a conversation one-on-one with them at least twice a day. No, you please explain. No, you please explain. Aap please samjhaiye. Because Anant Vijay explained what he understands. You please explain this to me, Renu Mittal. What do you understand from the terminology X-ray and MRI of the Indian society? Economic redistribution of wealth. Please explain. What do you understand?
Okay, yeah. You have said your point. Economic and social survey doesn't mean that, you know, the money from the rich will be taken and given to the poor. How does anyone come to that conclusion? The fact is, redistribution of wealth means what? When he's talking about just a few wealth being concentrated in the hands of a few, that the equitable distribution, does it mean that he's going to take away from the middle classes or the poor or whatever have you or whoever have you? I mean, what does it make? What is it that you people are doing? And why? It's just a way of misleading society. It's a way of votes is fine, get your votes, but not like this by telling people that whatever is happening, and it's not true. I mean, the Prime Minister is always economical with the truth. I'm being using very polite language now here. Very, very economical with the truth. So what is happening is that he is all the time imputing motives, saying things which never have been said, putting words into people's mouths which have not been said. Now we know that Rahul Gandhi has been talking about a caste census. There are people in the Congress who object to that Congress has never been an exclusive party. It's always been a party of inclusion.
No, that is a different issue, Abhishek, that even Rajiv Gandhi objected to it. Indira Gandhi objected to a caste census, that's okay. Rahul Gandhi wants to go against his late father and late grandmother, that's okay. But Abhishek wants to take in the next question. Hold on. Anand, you want to come in?
Renu Mittal, let's put it to
मैं सिर्फ इतना कह रहा हूँ, रेणु जी अभी कह रही थी, it is never mentioned, nowhere mentioned. तो रेणु जी, मुझे लगता है कि जो उनका पहला चैप्टर है उसका जो फर्स्ट पॉइंट है, इट इज ऑलरेडी मेंशन इन द फर्स्ट पॉइंट दैट एक इकोनॉमिकल सर्वे कराया जाएगा कास्ट सेंसस के साथ साथ. अगर आप उसको ध्यान से देखें एंड उसके बाद उसको आप राहुल गांधी के 8 अप्रैल के बयान से जोड़ें जो उन्होंने हैदराबाद में दिया था कि इक्वल रीडिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ वेल्थ. तो रीडिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ वेल्थ
No,
and
Anant
equal
Vijay.
distribution
Anant
of
Vijay.
wealth is
Anant Vijay.
entirely
I'm
different
sorry.
thing.
Anant Vijay.
This
You
is the
आपने ये
total way of
equitable
receiving
No,
distribution
Renu
of
Mittal, hold
wealth
on. Renu Mittal, hold on. Renu Mittal, hold on. Anant Vijay, I have a question.
मुझे लगता है
I have a
कि
question.
equal distribution
Prime Minister
of
made
wealth
that
जो है
comment
वो अलग
yesterday
चीज़ है।
and went on to add that the Congress party, he in fact connected the redistribution of wealth comment of Rahul Gandhi with Manmohan Singh's comment or address in the NDC in 2006.
Quite
And
natural.
he
It's
connected
quite
the two and
natural.
said that you are talking about redistribution of wealth, and Manmohan Singh said that whatever wealth
Yes,
is created or resources we have, the first right is of minorities, specifically Muslims. So Anant Vijay,
Abhishek, not
Prime Minister, by
minorities.
connecting the
Manmohan
two,
Singh said
addressed his
Muslims.
constituency.
Sorry, you can connect
Manmohan Singh said
1857
Muslims.
also. What is
Yes,
it that
that's
you're
what I said.
connecting?
Minorities,
Categorically.
specifically Muslims.
Yeah.
Renu Mittal, hold on. Anant Vijay, my question is, he is leader of the country, he's Prime Minister of the country, well respected for that. Today,
Economic
he nuanced
also.
his
Very, very
position
economic.
in Aligarh, where he said the kind of work that has been done for Pasmanda Muslims by his government is one of its kind, for which he is getting the blessings of Muslim women, for example. So, when it comes to welfare measures, it is given to everyone across the country without discrimination. That's the model he is positing. You think he could have avoided mentioning that last line yesterday in the address, that redistribution of wealth would happen for Muslims, and then still he would have made his point?
अब मुझे लगता है कि प्रधानमंत्री जितने कुशल राजनीतिज्ञ हैं उनसे इस बात की अपेक्षा नहीं करनी चाहिए कि वो एक पंच लाइन मिस कर जाएंगे। उन्होंने कितना स्मार्टली एंड क्लेवरली उन्होंने उसको जोड़ दिया मनमोहन सिंह के बयान से, ये देखें। और आज मतलब वो कल जिसको कह सकते हैं ना कि ये एक मास्टर स्ट्रोक था पीएम का, अभी पता नहीं कैसे लोगों को ये लग रहा है कि प्रधानमंत्री को ऐसी बातें नहीं करनी चाहिए एंड इज वेरी इकोनॉमिकल और दूसरे के मुंह में अपनी बात रख देते हैं। इट्स नॉट ट्रू। वो अपनी बातें तथ्यों के साथ कहते हैं। मैम प्लीज हैंग ऑन मैम, प्लीज लेट मी फिनिश। तो मुझे लगता है कि प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी ने जो बातें की है वो तथ्य के आधार पर कहा है उन्होंने, एंड उन्होंने जो कहा है उसको मनमोहन सिंह के बयान से जोड़ना, वेयर ही सेड कि फर्स्ट राइट जो है वो मुस्लिम्स का है, उसको लोग पता नहीं कैसे तोड़ मरोड़ के अल्पसंख्यक बता रहे। माइनॉरिटीज वर्ड मनमोहन सिंह ने यूज नहीं किया।
I'm saying
और
this,
इसमें
and
भी
I'm
एक-
taking
इसमें
last
भी एक check
shot
है,
before
वो
we move
NTC
in
की
to
मीटिंग
the
में
next
कहा
big
गया
story.
था।
But I'm just saying this, Renu ji, Anant Vijay, Anandara, Renu Mittal, you do not expect a leader to the like of Prime Minister Modi, Abhishek, to miss out. Even if I take your point, Renu Mittal, that Congress literally did not mean that they are going to come into your houses and snatch whatever little you've saved by working hard, but by paying tax month and over the years. It's okay. I take your point. But you need to understand this is politics. This is election time.
Yeah.
You mentioned
Politics doesn't mean
redistribution
that
of
you
wealth.
speak
Either you
lies.
explain. No.
Politics doesn't
Either you
mean
know.
that you
Renu
say
Mittal,
whatever
listen
you
to me.
want to
Either
say.
you
Politics
explain.
does not mean
Either you
saying
explain that you are
other
going to create a
politics and
parallel.
this does not mean
Renu
that.
Mittal, that's the problem with the Congress party. You don't listen.
Aishwarya.
No, I don't have
Just
any
like
problem
you,
with
when Pulwama happened, Pakistan never said they did it.
Absolutely.
But still we carried out the
Oh, you are
Balakot
comparing
airstrike,
both.
right?
You
But
are-
still we carried out the Balakot
Now even
airstrike. So the
today
Congress
was
party
Pulwama.
might say they have not
When-
saying in the
when-
manifesto that there is
when are the
redistribution of wealth
answers?
But the
suggested.
Modi strike is
But
happening.
Prime Minister's surgical
Modi
strike has
is
happened.
happening. So
Abhishek,
that's the
you have
point,
just
Renu.
proven my point.
You can't be this dumb.
Pulwama answers have never been given. And your assumption that Pakistan did it. So when he's saying 400 seats and people are asking 4,000.
That's the most unfortunate Congress party position, Renu Mittal. Facts are that
go there.
because
Don't
of
go
Balakot airstrike, the mandate got strengthened in 2019 and rest as they say is history. It might see a repeat
Right.
in 2024 also.
But I'll just say, someone is watching Robin Hood
well
comics
might.
a bit too much these
But then
days.
again, this
That
same
is the only thing. And let's move in, Abhishek, to the next big news. The next big news. Abhishek. All right, Renu ji, Anant Vijay. It's a different format. It's not a debate. Thank you. Yeah.
All
Topic
right,
number two,
moving
Abhishek.
on. Another important political story panning out in Karnataka, friends. We had that very unfortunate, horrible, horrific murder of Neha Hiremath happening in Hubballi of Karnataka a few days back. It was caught on camera. Since then, we have seen politics also panning out. Yesterday, we had BJP chief JP Nadda visiting the victim family and consoling them and demanding CBI inquiry. Interestingly, the victim's father, Niranjan Hiremath happens to be a local Congress leader and a corporator. He is very dissatisfied with his own government. He has said that the Congress government is doing nothing. He has given 8 names and yet none of the accused have been arrested. BJP, of course, has turned it into a law and order situation of Karnataka, or a question of Karnataka, specific to the manner in which issues like love jihad are picking up. This is not the only incident. In fact, in the last 72 hours, a couple of more incidents have been reported from Karnataka. Let's look at the entire string of developments that have taken place, and then we come back.
5 days after Neha Hiremath murder shocker. The brutal murder of Congress corporator's daughter has raised questions over the law and order situation in the state. The Congress leader has demanded for a CBI probe into the matter.
जैसे ही वो उसको देखा वो डर गई क्या करना, और वो वेपन्स देखते ही उसको और डर गई, उसको भागने को मौका नहीं मिला। पर्पसली किधर मारना है वो भी ट्रेनिंग किया हुआ है, और उसने भागने के लिए नहीं होना करके उसको कहाँ मार के उसको गिराया। उसके बाद लगातार उसने कंधे पे अपना गर्दन पे लगातार मारा है, लगातार कोई भी ये मौका ही नहीं दिया, उधर ही जान चला गया।
The Karnataka government that has come under fire has ruled out the love jihad angle. It has ordered a CID probe.
ನಾನು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕೇಳೋ ಮರ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದೇನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಈ ಹುಬ್ಬಳ್ಳಿ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಹುಬ್ಬಳ್ಳಿ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಅದನ್ನು CODಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ನಂಬರ್ 1. ನಂಬರ್ 2, ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ವಿಶೇಷ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಲಯ ಮಾಡಿ.
We don't mind, let them hand over, let them do whatever they want. They are not eligible. Karnataka government will deal it with its own way. There is no question of it.
Politics has peaked over the gruesome killing. Statewide protests have unfolded over Neha's murder.
And we are right in front of the college where there's a massive protest by hundreds of students belonging to various colleges, belonging to various groups who are out here as well. So this is the massive congregation out here with the Akhila Bharatiya Vidya Parishad, Vidyarthi Parishad going ahead and leading this particular protest out there as well, with each of these students demanding justice for Neha, who's been murdered in cold blood, and are also going ahead and demanding a CBI inquiry into this particular case as well.
Amid the growing tension, BJP chief JP Nadda met the victim's family.
मानवता पर एक गहरा आघात है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी समस्त परिवार इस घटना की घोर निंदा करता है और शोक संतप्त परिवार को सांत्वना भी देता है कि वो इस दुख भरी घड़ी में सारा देश उनके साथ खड़ा है।
BJP has blamed Siddaramaiah government for downplaying the murder.
आरोपी एक धर्म विशेष से है तो उसको संरक्षण देने का काम कोई कर रहा है तो वो कांग्रेस पार्टी और सिद्धारमैया स्वयं, उनको खड़ा होना चाहिए था पीड़ित परिवार के साथ, और वो खड़े हो रहे हैं जो आरोपी हैं उनके साथ.
It is a very sad state of affairs in Karnataka that the law and order situation has completely collapsed under Congress. And when the daughter of a Congress leader is not safe in Karnataka, imagine the plight of the ordinary women in Karnataka. And instead of standing with the family of Neha Hiremath, Congress party is putting vote bank Suraksha above Mahila Suraksha. Today even the father of the victim, Neha Hiremath's father, who is a Congress leader, is saying that he has no faith in the state government.
As Karnataka goes to polls on April 26th, can the Congress government firefight this political hot potato? Bureau Report, Republic TV.
All right. Renu and Anant Vijay continue to be with us. Renu Mittal, if I could come to you, what's really happening with the Congress government in Karnataka? You have your own leader slamming your own government and saying that they can't do anything about this law and order situation. It's a very unfortunate place to be in.
I think it's very unfortunate that the young lady was killed the way she was. Any young life going like this is always a tragedy. And I think that this was a personal issue. The guy was talking her. She didn't want to give him any bhav. She didn't want to get married. Suddenly, the personal issue, which is very tragic, of course, is turned by the BJP into a love jihad, into a law and order problem, into a Congress councillor against his own government. So again,
you're denying it's love jihad.
He belongs to a Muslim community, and she is a Hindu. So again, it's a ready-made case for the BJP to go to town with Mr. Nadda, the party chief himself stepping in, showing you how.
If I rewind, Renu Mittal, though it's a different format, but I'm forced. If I just rewind, ma'am, your last 45 seconds and play that again, I'll tell you what you said. You said BJP is making it a Hindu-Muslim issue.
Yeah.
It is just that the boy is a Muslim and the girl is a Hindu. So, what else is a Hindu-Muslim?
No, not only that.
What are you saying?
Not only that,
you are yourself confused.
The father of the victim is a Congress leader and he is saying it's a case of love jihad. So it's not BJP making it. It's not BJP making it. These are facts on the ground.
Father is an aggrieved party. He has just lost his daughter. Okay, you can't blame him. He will say whatever, he's sort of pushed or sort of this thing into. But the facts on the ground, we can all see what are the facts on the ground.
Are you suggesting he's not in his right mind? Are you suggesting he's not in his right mind?
No, I'm not saying that's the way it goes. I'm saying he's a hurt party, aggrieved. He's the father of a child. Why would he not be hurt and upset? The fact is that everything can't become Hindu-Muslim in this country. And
then what is the Congress government doing about it? It's not the BJP politicizing, it's the Congress party not doing anything about it, which smacks of appeasement politics, right, Anant Vijay?
CID inquiry is on. He just said that they are ordering a CID inquiry. There's an inquiry on. They will get to the facts. Why should
Anant Vijay, it's not BJP politicizing. It's the Congress party playing appeasement politics, which is creating this unfortunate situation, Anant Vijay.
I'm very surprised that Renu Mittal is saying that it is a ready-made case. अब ये जो वर्ड इन्होंने इस्तेमाल किया ना, रेडीमेड केस, एक तरफ तो उन्होंने कहा बड़ा ट्रेजिक है, बट शी यूज द वर्ड रेडीमेड केस फॉर बीजेपी. अब बीजेपी को केस किसने दिया मैम, इसको सोचने की बात है. हर फादर, नेहाज फादर, उन्होंने सबसे पहले लेट मी फिनिश मैम, प्लीज डोंट इंटरप्ट, प्लीज
फिनिश.
मैं सिर्फ ये कह रहा हूं कि दो बातें हुई. एक तो नेहा के फादर ने कहा कि वो लव जिहाद हो सकता, और दूसरा जो एक्यूज्ड है फयाज, उसने भी अपने स्टेटमेंट में पुलिस को यही बताया कि ही वाज इन रिलेशनशिप, और उसके बाद जब उसने मना किया देन ही स्टैप्ड. ये जो मीडिया में वहां से खबरें छप रही हैं, ये अभी बात है, आपने कहा सीआईडी का, लेकिन वन कांग्रेस लीडर, म्युनिसिपल काउंसलर, उनकी बेटी डे लाइट, मतलब दिन में उनका मर्डर होता है, और वो अपनी पार्टी को कह रहा है कि नहीं, मुझे कांग्रेस पार्टी के सरकार पर भरोसा नहीं है, मैं इनको बिलीव नहीं करता, मुझे इनके एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन पे भरोसा नहीं है. वो इनवाइट कर रहा है ना दूसरे दलों के नेताओं को वहां आने के लिए, बिकॉज जस्टिस रोहित वेमुला का केस मैम आपको याद होगा. दोज पीपल उस टाइम पर जितने लोगों ने हल्ला मचाया था रोहित वेमुला के केस में, वो मर्डर नहीं था, वो एक सुइसाइड केस था, लेकिन वो कैंपस में हुआ था. उस समय जितनी राजनीति हुई थी, आप उसको शायद आपको याद होगा, क्योंकि ज्यादा दिन नहीं बीते.
याद करिए, फिर उसका बैकग्राउंड
भी मुझे याद है मैम, उसका बैकग्राउंड भी याद है. समय होगा, इफ दे अलाउ आई विल टेल यू. लेकिन मैं सिर्फ इतना कहना चाहता हूं कि इसको, ये एक बड़ी सोशल प्रॉब्लम है, जिसको सोशल प्रॉब्लम के प्रिज्म से ही देखना पड़ेगा. Don't see this problem through the prism of politics, ma'am. Please, ये एक सोशल प्रॉब्लम है जिसमें हिंदू मुस्लिम बिना किए हुए लव जिहाद इज अ प्रॉब्लम. लव जिहाद साउथ में और कर्नाटका में, प्लीज फिनिश, लेट मी फिनिश मैम. मैंने आपको बिल्कुल आप
A
तो
boy
मुझे
and a
हैकल
girl,
कर
if
दिया।
they're in a relationship and they happen to be from different communities, it becomes a big problem. It
Ma'am,
happens
you
all over
are
the country, all
you
over
are
the
much
world.
senior to me. Please listen to me. Please.
What should I listen
I
to?
respect your
You're going on
seniority.
repeating
Please,
the same
ma'am.
thing
Let me
that the
finish.
BJP keeps saying.
मैम मुझे बोलने दीजिए आप प्लीज।
Okay,
आप
hold on,
इतनी
hold on,
देर से बोल रही हैं, मैं कुछ
This is
नहीं
an
बोल रहा हूं।
analysis. This is not a
आप
debate
इसको
show. Yeah.
पॉलिटिसाइज मत करिए, इसको सोशल प्रॉब्लम की तरह देखिए मैम। ये सोशल प्रॉब्लम है और कर्नाटक से लेके केरल तक ये परवेलेंट है मैम वहाँ। इसको अगर उस लहजे से देखेंगे तो आपको कहीं राजनीति नजर नहीं आएगी। और अगर कांग्रेस का नेता ये कहता है कि उसकी खुद की सरकार पर उसको भरोसा नहीं है तो दूसरे दल के नेता वहां जाएंगे ही जाएंगे। इसमें कोई पॉलिटिक्स नहीं है, नाइदर इट इज ए केस ऑफ रेडीमेड पॉलिटिक्स। और इसमें चुनाव से भी कोई लेना देना नहीं है। आप अगर इस तरह से
Before we move to the next big story,
आप
Abhishek,
कहते रहिए और हम
I am
believe
just
करते
putting
रहेंगे।
it across to our viewers as well, Anand ji. No, Renu ji, you are not accepting because Congress still says that there is no love jihad happening. Congress says it is a created issue by the BJP. So Renu Mittal is only saying from that point of view. आप समझिए Anand ji.
No,
What is she saying?
I'm looking at
Renu
what
ji
is
is saying
happening
love
on the
jihad
ground.
doesn't exist. Love, then
What is your BJP's pet phrase is love
okay,
jihad.
10 seconds before I
Everything is
move
love
on then.
jihad.
Love
Their
jihad is
own
not
leader
coined by
are married
BJP.
to
That is
Muslim
it.
women.
That is what you feel.
That is different.
Then why?
They're married to Muslim guys.
I can do a
that
full
is
1 hour
okay.
analysis
But
on
love
it and
jihad
take
for
out
everybody else is
the
love
last
jihad.
not 10, 150 cases and why the situation will be same. The last 150 cases, ma'am, I am ready to take out and the similarity will be starking similarity, but we'll do that at another time. It's a different format. Abhishek, the next big news.
QED say
The next
that
big
no
news,
Hindu
ma'am.
girl should
The
ever
next
fall
big
for a
news.
Muslim
Yeah.
boy and vice
Yeah.
versa.
No, we are taking the next big news.
Stay with us.
It should not happen, right?
Renu ji, hold on. Renu Mittal, you are forcing me now. Please don't, ma'am. I haven't forgotten just in Delhi, how was a girl brutally cut into pieces. I can do a 1 hour debate on this. This is a different format.
sure.
I'm going
I've
to the
already
next
said it's very
big
tragic.
news of the day. Abhishek,
These are
take it on.
individual
Hold on,
statements.
Renu ji. Now. Yeah,
Hold on.
thank you.
Okay,
Abhishek.
fair enough. We move on. Next important story we bring to you viewers is the jousting and open war of words, in fact, happening between the left and the Congress, and more specifically between Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan and Rahul Gandhi on the contest in Kerala.
Yes.
It's interesting because both the Communists and the Congress are part of the India alliance.
They are together.
But like in the case of Bengal, there is no Indi alliance.
But who's the left
in
candidate,
Kerala?
Abhishek, from Wayanad against Rahul?
Annie Raja.
And Rahul ran away from Amethi for a safe seat last time after being defeated by Smriti.
And does not seem to be that safe
Yes,
now.
doesn't. And if the left, trust me, a senior leader told me that if left really wants and pushes the pedal, Rahul Gandhi will be in trouble and run. And after the Prime Minister said that in a rally, Abhishek, that Amethi se bhage the, ab Wayanad se bhi bhagenge.
Right.
So there is something happening there we need to keep an eye.
So let's look at this powwow happening between Pinarayi and Rahul Gandhi, and then we come back.
The Congress and the Left Alliance has reduced to limited company. Both the parties have seat-sharing arrangement in the Lok Sabha polls in states where they are on a sticky wicket. But they are at daggers drawn in Kerala.
ഭാരത് ജോഡോ ന്യായ് യാത്ര നടത്തുന്ന രാഹുൽ ഗാന്ധിയാകട്ടെ ഇതുവരെ ഇങ്ങനൊരു വിഷയം അറിഞ്ഞതായേ ഭാവിച്ചിട്ടില്ല. സിഎക്കെതിരെ ഉറച്ച ശബ്ദത്തിൽ നിലപാട് പറയാൻ കോൺഗ്രസ് അധ്യക്ഷൻ മല്ലികാർജുൻ ഖാർഗെക്ക് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടില്ല.
Congress leader Rahul Gandhi has called for Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan's arrest. The Congress has used ED's inquiry against the left in the cooperative bank scam case.
Why is none of this happening to the Chief Minister of Kerala? Why is his membership not being taken away? Why is his house not being taken away? Why is he not being interrogated by the ED, CBI and all these? 2 Chief Ministers are in jail. How come none of this is happening to the Chief Minister of Kerala?
Amid the spiraling spat, Priyanka Gandhi has weighed in.
You know, like in a football match, when you have a compromised player, you can't win the match. In the same way, your CM is compromised. He only attacks my brother and the Congress party. He never attacks the BJP.
The left has flayed Congress for failing to stop defection of its leaders to the BJP.
രാഹുലിൽ നിന്ന് ഉണ്ടായിട്ടില്ല എന്നതാണ് ഉയരുന്ന വിമർശനം. പ്രധാന എതിരാളിയെന്ന് അദ്ദേഹം അവകാശപ്പെടുന്ന നരേന്ദ്രമോദിയെയും സംഘ് പരിവാറിനെയും നേരിട്ട് എതിർക്കാൻ ശ്രമിക്കുന്ന പോലുമില്ല. ഉത്തരേന്ത്യയിൽ നിന്ന് ഒളിച്ചോടിയാണ് വയനാട്ടിലെത്തി രണ്ടാം തവണയും രാഹുൽ ഗാന്ധി മത്സരിക്കുന്നു.
The CPIM has also hit back, calling Rahul's comment immature. Though the Indie Bloc's objective is to keep the BJP out, but it is still a minion in Kerala.
आज देश में कांग्रेस और लेफ्ट में कोई अंतर नहीं बचा है. दोनों को देश ने रिजेक्ट कर दिया है. कांग्रेस लेफ्ट दोनों विकास विरोधी है. कांग्रेस लेफ्ट दोनों ही भ्रष्टाचार में एक दूसरे का मुकाबला करते हैं.
With Kerala going for polls on April 26th, there is no sign of this feud ending. Putting up a united front seems like a pipe dream for Indy in the God's own country. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
All right, let me take this to Renu first and then to Anant Vijay. Renu, Indy effectively does not exist on the ground. Pinarayi Vijayan is telling Rahul Gandhi, you have no business being here. Also, he's saying, don't give me the threat of jail. Your grandmother put me in jail for 1.5 years and I'm still thriving and I have continued to grow.
And they're still calling it an alliance, by the way.
What kind of
this
alliance
is not the definition of alliance. You understand alliance, what alliance means, Renu Mittal? Please explain.
Priyanka actually threatened Pinarayi with jail.
Yes.
And Priyanka is saying, why is Modi not putting Pinarayi in jail when he's putting Arvind Kejriwal in jail?
Amazing things
So
are
what is-
happening.
what is-
Amazing
Okay,
things.
what is
Renu Mittal.
not really amazing. Both cannot be united. They're adversaries in Kerala. They're fighting against each other. And if they do become united, then they open the space for the BJP to walk in. So you see, one has to be a government and one has to be the opponent, and you have to oppose each other. And you are fighting an election like an election, the way that Mr. Modi fights,
Oh, fixed
by
match.
calling each other names. So
You're saying it's a fixed match?
I don't know if it's a fixed match, but the fact is that they are adversaries in Kerala. And
You're
Raja's
suggesting
wife
that?
I'm saying that they cannot let the BJP into an only state where
Ani
the
Raja.
state is very proud of having kept the BJP out. So we have a situation here where
That's a very
BJP
interesting
wants to walk
proposition,
in
Renu
Kerala.
Mittal. We have to move quickly. Let's take it to Anant Vijay and see whether the BJP would believe that this is a fixed match to deny them their space. Anant Vijay, you think so?
अब पता नहीं ये कौन सा मैच है अभिषेक, ये मैं कह नहीं सकता हूं, पर ये जो देख रहा, आज मैं एक इंटरव्यू पढ़ रहा था देवेगौड़ा जी का. देवेगौड़ा जी ने कहा कि पिनियारी विजयन ने राहुल गांधी को अमूल बेबी कह दिया. मैं इसको एकदम ये नहीं करता हूं, पर उनके जो शब्द हैं, और ये वीएस अच्युतानंदन ने 2011 में भी कहा था, तो इस लेवल तक अगर चला जाता है कि आप मतलब किसी पर व्यक्तिगत हमले करते हैं, तो ये अच्छी बात नहीं है. ये कोई अपोजिशन और इसमें नहीं होता. अगर आज कल्पना करिए, अगर पिनियारी विजयन की, मैम एक मिनट रुक जाइए मैम प्लीज. मैं आप जब बोल रही थी मैंने नहीं बोला था मैम, आप बोल नहीं पाएंगे फिर प्लीज. मैं ये कह रहा हूं कि ये कैसा अलायंस है जो यहाँ पर तो कुछ और करता है,
one by one.
ये
Anand Vijay, just complete and then we move quickly.
मतलब वो ऐसा अलायंस है और वो ऐसे चक्रव्यूह में फंस गए हैं अभिषेक और ऐश्वर्या जी कि वो अमेठी अभी तक अनाउंस नहीं कर पा रहे हैं राहुल गांधी. तो ये जो अमेठी अनाउंस न कर पाने की
this is not an alliance.
हार जाने की
I am saying this is not an alliance. Renu Mittal, this is not what an alliance means.
But then we have to move on.
This is not what an alliance means. In principle, and I know that one thing which Rahul, Priyanka and Sonia know better is English. They understand English. They understand English better. So they know exactly what an alliance means. And when the Prime Minister said, and before we move on to the next big story, when the Prime Minister said, Renu Mittal, Amethi se bhage the, Wayanad se bhi bhagenge, you might want to translate that for them. You might want to translate that for Rahul. That he ran away from Amethi and he will run away from Wayanad as well. And you know, when the Prime Minister is saying it, there must be something happening there. There must be something happening. It's just not Pinarayi saying things like this, so there is something happening. It's not going to be a cakewalk for him. Next big story, Abhishek.
All right, we come back. We have to slip into a short break, but on the other side, very interesting story, friends. The results of 2024 have already started trickling in. One seat going to BJP.
Yes, you are, Abhishek, correct.
The story which we are going to bring to you is very interesting. The BJP has already opened its account in the 2024 mandate. Their candidate from Surat constituency in Gujarat, Mukesh Dalal Aishwarya,
has already won.
Winning uncontested. Yeah. All those who had filed their nominations withdrew, and the Congress candidate, his nomination paper was rejected on the grounds that those who proposed his name, their signatures did not tally. Okay. And those people actually came to the returning officer of the district and said that these are not our signatures. And so his candidature stood rejected. Now, of course, the Congress party has Aishwarya gone to the court and the matter might be there. But in the meanwhile, we have seen pictures coming in today, if we can put them on air. The collector of Surat, who happens to be the returning officer of
has already given that certificate.
Has already given the certificate of election to Mukesh Dalal of the BJP and certified that the BJP has won Surat seat uncontested, after which we have seen, this is Mukesh Dalal on air, the first member of parliament of the 18th Lok Sabha coming in from Surat.
Yes, the first member of parliament, Anant Vijay and Renu Mittal, is there on your screens. And it's a BJP member of parliament. So it's BJP 1, Congress 0. Renu Mittal.
Yes. Very unfortunate. The Congress needs to get its managerial skills together. It needs to find out where exactly it's going wrong and why its people are denying
Congress?
that
Have you ever thought about it?
What? Sorry?
Why is it always the Congress who is the unfortunate one? Why is it only the Congress who has to think and rethink and re-strategize? I'll tell you. I'll just use one word. No leadership, no clarity, complete ambiguity. Yes, ma'am, please carry on.
Congress has, that's why the reason why Congress has gone down to this extent. 44 seats and then 52. I mean, it's a shocker for a party which had won 400 seats. Now, this is a party whose managerial skills have really to be questioned. Their organization is in bad shape. They don't know whether they're coming or going. Rahul Gandhi is not bothered about a whole lot of things. He's brought in people who have no experience. So I am not surprised if this has happened. But it's very sad for the party, which was called the grand old party, to be today in this space and in this place. Because, it can only get bad to worse, because unless they really put in focus the fact that the organization has to be right. And if people are being bought by the BJP, whether it's those proposers or seconders, or whether it's a candidate himself or whoever and whatever, it also, the party needs to question itself and find out why this is happening to them and why they're not able to hold on to their people.
Okay.
Mostly because
Anant Vijay,
they have
Congress has complained, Congress is going to the court, Congress is going to the election commission, but it's the first member of parliament, as Abhishek said, of the 18th Lok Sabha.
More importantly, Anant Vijay, you see, Congress party comes out with a detailed chronology. Now, I don't understand whether they are trolling themselves. They say that their candidate's candidature was rejected on the grounds that the proposers themselves said that these are not our signatures. Then there was a dummy candidate of the Congress party. His candidature was also rejected. So what is the Congress party doing? Is there an oversight mechanism? Is there a structure, hierarchy, organization, monitoring, anything existing in such a high stakes battle?
Yeah. Anant Vijay, you are muted. Anant Vijay, you need to unmute, sir.
Sorry, extremely sorry.
Thank you.
मुझे लगा कि मैं ये कह रहा था कि ये कांग्रेस पार्टी की सीरियसनेस शो करता है कि कितने कैजुअल तरीके से वो चुनाव में गए हैं। ये लोकसभा का चुनाव, वो संविधान बचाने और लोकतंत्र बचाने की बात करते हैं, अपने कैंडिडेट को तो पहले बचाने का प्रयास कर लें। सब संविधान और लोकतंत्र को बचाने के लिए संसद में सदस्यों की आवश्यकता होती है। अगर सदस्य ही नहीं मिलेंगे तो ना आपका संविधान बचा पाओगे, ना लोकतंत्र बचा पाओगे। तो मुझे लगता है कि जो उन्होंने अभिषेक जो कह रहे थे कि डमी कैंडिडेट थे, तो सेम प्रपोजर मेन कैंडिडेट के भी थे और सेम प्रपोजर डमी कैंडिडेट के भी थे। तो jैसे उनका रिजेक्ट हुआ वैसे इनका रिजेक्ट हो गया। लोगों को क्रोनोलॉजी आप समझाते रहिए, लोगों को समझ में आती है बातें कि आप किस सीरियसनेस के साथ वहां चुनाव लड़ रहे थे। और जो आपने अभी कहा कि अभी किसी ने मुझे व्हाट्सएप किया कि मां भारती के चरणों में कमल का पहला फूल अर्पित हो गया, तो मैंने उनको जवाब दिया कि पहला फूल अभी नहीं, 10 अरुणाचल प्रदेश से विधायक भी अनअपोज्ड इलेक्ट हो चुके हैं भारतीय जनता पार्टी के। तो ये जो एक भारतीय राजनीति की खूबसूरती है, इसको लेकर मुझे लगता है कि कांग्रेस पार्टी इज स्ट्रगलिंग। वो ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल लेवल पे रेणु मित्तल से मैं सहमत हूँ, वो स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं। उनको पता है बाएं हाथ को पता है कि दाहिना हाथ क्या कर रहा है। और ऐसे
so many levels, and I feel solution is only one. No, but Anant Vijay, solution is only one, Renu Mittal. You need a strong leadership. You need a leader who can lead this party. You need a leader who has clarity. You need a leader who understands what is right and what is wrong. You need a leader who can take a challenge. You need a leader who doesn't run away. You need a leader who can take on the likes of Modi and Shah. You need a leader who can take on the opposition parties together. And just not get into an alliance which is not an alliance. Mamata, are you in alliance with? No. Kejriwal, are you in alliance with? No. Pinarayi, that is left, are you in an alliance with? No. So what does it suggest? All of these problems, there is only one solution. Get a real neta on the top of the Congress party. And there are still more than a dozen senior strong leaders in the Congress party who understand the cadre and who understand the party better than the people who feel just by having the surname, they can rule and they can lead the party. Renu Mittal.
The Congress has a problem. They need a Gandhi there to lead them. Whether it's good for the party or bad for the party, that you will have to ask the Congress party, because they are their DNA is connected to the Gandhi family. They think they'll break up, they'll split, all kinds of things. What Rahul needs really is a political team to advise him, which he doesn't have. I think that he needs a very lot of political people. He doesn't understand politics. He may be a good person, straightforward, honest, whatever. But he is not a political man, in my view. And he needs a very strong political team if he really wants to remain as the leader. He has to come out and take responsibility. He has to become the leader up front and not behind the scenes. He doesn't want to take responsibility, which I think is very bad for any leader. Because you have to be accountable for whatever it is doing. He's doing.
I'll only say this before we move on to the next. Teams don't make you a leader, and specifically these foreign, these imported PR companies don't make you leaders. It is right for the national party about which we are talking, and it's also the same for that regional party who's trying to take on Baba in Uttar Pradesh. Even that leader also needs to understand that these imported big PR firms always are not able to make you a leader. These political people who have basically inherited politics really need to understand that for first. Abhishek, the next big story.
We move on. In fact, it's a constituency profile, friends, like we get you every edition of 2024 every 5 p.m. And this time we are bringing to you Thiruvananthapuram in Kerala. Remember, entire Kerala state, 20 seats going to polls in the second phase, which is on 26th of April. Thiruvananthapuram is a very interesting constituency, of course, the state capital. Third time, Shashi Tharoor contesting to defend his turf from that seat. And the BJP has really upped the ante, getting in Rajiv Chandrasekhar, Union Minister, Aishwarya, with important portfolios with him. And that has made a really keen contest to watch. Now, the reason why the BJP believe that that's one seat where they might win in Kerala, Aishwarya, because last election, they crossed the 30% mark in terms of vote share. That's very interesting. And so I think that's the reason why the BJP is going full throttle on Thiruvananthapuram. Let's look at Shashi Tharoor versus Rajiv Chandrasekhar.
That's an interesting one.
The battle for Thiruvananthapuram will see a contest between sitting MP Shashi Tharoor from the Congress and Union Minister Rajiv Chandrasekhar. The Left Democratic Front has also fielded CPI leader Panyan Ravindran, who won in 2005. Tharoor is seeking a third term as an MP from the constituency. He won with 41.2% in 2019, defeating Kumanam Rajashekharan from the BJP in 2019. Union Minister Rajiv Chandrasekhar is taking the Lok Sabha battle for the first time. Republic followed the campaign of BJP's Rajiv Chandrasekhar.
I have contested Lok Sabha many times before. I have helped many of my colleagues in the party to contest, and I have also handled elections before, so this is not new to me. Of course, it is new in that I am contesting myself. So to that extent, it is new, it is a little different. For the last 18 years, I've been focused on serving the country and serving my people. Me, who's coming here with 18 years of politics of performance, determined to turn Tirunelveli around and to take Tirunelveli forward.
Will Tharoor be able to retain his seat, or will the Union Minister oust him? Does LDF pose a significant challenge? Watch Republic with Arnav on June 4 to find out. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
All right, if the BJP opens its account in Kerala, would it be via Thiruvananthapuram? Interesting contest to watch out. But we come to an end of this conversation. Thank you so much, Anand, Vijay and Renu Mittal, for joining us. As always, very engaging discussions that took place over the last 50 minutes. And now, Aishwarya.
Absolutely, it's over.